a warm welcome to our proud parents, honored guests, dedicated faculty, and of course, the class of 2014. My fellow graduates, it is an honor and a privilege to stand before you to celebrate our accomplishments as the class of 2014. Over our last 8 years here at North Star, we have all learned a lot. All of our experiences, our struggles, and our achievements create a wonderful picture of who we have been, who we are, and who we can become. And this beautiful picture is not one that can be crafted with words alone, but rather with the memories of our times together. Before I begin, there are a lot of thanks in order. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of the parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and everyone else who have ever given us the love and care that has sustained us over these grueling 4 years at North Star High School. I cannot forget to give appreciation to our teachers who have been inspirational, either as role models or as parental figures, and people who have spent as many hours as we have, piling grades and papers, creating piles of tests, and putting piles of knowledge into our sometimes eager heads. Of course, we cannot forget our school heads, Mr. McDaniel, Mrs. Harris, and Mr. Mann, as incomparable examples of school leadership. If you know even one thing about me, you know that I love to draw. Whether it is in my calculus notebook, my computer science notebook, or my AP English homework, I can never seem to escape the allure of pictures and the ideas that images can express. So when writing this speech, I asked myself how to paint the senior class. What lasting picture would I create if I had the artistic ability and time to do so? With only the memories of our experiences as a palette, I would want to paint something that encapsulates all of our experiences here at North Star. Since this is a North Star graduation, it would be foolish of me to not start without some words about the actual school. One quality of North Star that is especially apparent to my classmates and me is the positivity and devotion to education that each of our teachers possesses and that we see in so many of them. If I had to encapsulate this educational experience, I'd start by painting Mrs. Cutler's unparalleled positivity, always exuberant, and the wonderful critters and bugs that we created in our AP Computer Science class. I would sketch the beat of the drums that ring across the gym and the commotion along the hallways as people go to class. I would draw Mr. Pollock's permanent smile even as he gives us entire AP exams to do for homework. I would sketch a clock to represent the always late but always personable Mrs. Emke and the hours that the debate team and I would spend preparing for tournaments. Debate is life. And my brush would try to keep up with Mr. McCluskey's lyrical flow at open mic nights. I would paint the college studies office who were so devoted to helping and sometimes forcing us to get our financial aids form signed, including Ms. Charette, who always seemed to see us when we were our rowdiest, the insightful Mr. Remetti, to whom you could talk to about any topic from loan counseling to income inequality, and Mr. Gal with the perfect caption below him, "I'll wait." I would use my brush to try and accurately depict Mr. Mann's ice-cold glare along with a month-long banishment from the lunchroom to symbolize all the discipline that has encouraged us to be better, even if it meant sitting in Mr. McDaniel's office until 6. All of these classroom experiences, these tournaments, these contests, these matches brought us closer together by creating memories and forging bonds, connecting us with each other and pushing us all towards unity in ways we could not imagine as young freshmen. But what about the class of 2014? What about the people whom we are celebrating? Personally, I think the class of 2014 is as close as a 70-member family can get. Whether it be trips down the hallway or out of the country, our bonds have allowed us to give each other new memories that will remain ingrained in our minds forever. To preserve these memories, I would sculpt a statue in honor of our first year as North Star students, with our freshman lockers the size of hangars and lunch tables that finally included a mix of Clinton Hill and downtown campus students. More currently, I would etch my twins Charisma and her alter ego Cheryl on the walls of North Star. I would pencil in the cha-cha slide with Shanice McBride and Ayana, Timothy's dreads flipping up and down the hallway as he made some comment that will always leave me on the floor laughing, or Chijoke, who can infuse laughter into our day effortlessly. Of course, using all the colors of the rainbow, I will remember my best friend and brother Ramon, someone I wouldn't trade in for anything. To represent all the strong, solid, and deep friendships that each and every member of the class of 2014 forged in these halls. I will move beyond the halls of North Star to Costa Rica with Miss Zapata and Mrs. Payek, where we went whitewater rafting and Cerrone overcame his fear of heights at the waterfall. My brush could depict all of our trips, from the expeditions up to the Pine Barrens to even the Clark Writing Retreat, which have planted a seed of courage in us all and shown us that our memories of North Star can extend beyond the four walls of our building. All of us have gathered here with our own special memories, but taken together, they illustrate that we have grown together, laughed together, cried together, and now we are here together. I wouldn't trade in any of these people for the world, for we have helped one another grow in ways that others could not. Ultimately, though, I realize that I don't need to create this picture because it already exists in our own minds and hearts. Every homework assignment, every project, every memory is not mine alone. And in that sense, any one of us could be up here reciting the same speech. And it is for this reason that I love this entire class. The fact that each of us has been able to, at some level, share a laugh with someone else. Even if we had conflicts, they weren't permanent. However, the memories of the bonds we shared in high school and will continue to share are. So I implore each and every one of us, as the class of 2014, to remember the picture, to recollect the beauty behind the canvas of our thoughts. It is our duty as the artists of our lives to paint the portraits of every memory to create a truly amazing collage.